All right, folks, let's get into the Quake and the football game, Super Bowl 28, and the San Andreas Fault Line and the GTA game San Andreas. Andre the Giant drank 119 beers supposedly in one night. That connects to your 2-8 and 2-9. Your 2-8, your 2-9 is going to be connecting you to the 7,775/76 day of the San Andreas game. 21 years, 3 months, 13/14 days, and that's going to give you your 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 clock. And it's also a mirror on the 2130.41 with the 4-1 and the 14 being flip-flopped at the end on that percentage. 255 months. The Melania is the 55 now. Elon Musk is going to be 55. The 628 June. The June fans, the Juno, the Alaska, all those things are kind of lining up that we've gotten into before. And Juno is tied to the Mexican judo. Judo no got gun. Judo no got knife. And that border war and those things lining up as the ice and all those things form. So the Chuck Schumer, that Chuck roast, that part right underneath the neck, then it connects to the rib. The rib connects to your RNA and the Iran and those things on flip-flop patterns that we're going under. But this quake, and this month, the week, the day, and the hour, the quake upon the earth, we're feeling these trembles, as far as literally here and there, whatever, being shown these, whatever, and then we're shown the Bitcoin crashing and whatever that I told you to be looking for this past week and whatever, as these clocks are colliding. And as this quake and the physical quake, all those things are kind of going together, and then knowing that the Yellowstone is right next to all these nuclear silos, and the George Strait still making Cheyenne, and that seamless steel, and all those things, and the rust, and whatever else is kind of all building up into a big little golden ratio, whatever. And then Andre the Giant died at 46. Trump is the 47th presidency, because they all carry two numbers right now, since I think it was Taft that whoever. And then his height was 7'4". Trump's the 47. So that's showing you a time span on some things. Shoe size was a 58. The 58, 85. Melania, 55 now. Gonna be 58 in a few years. Elon Musk gonna be 58 in 4 years, so that's some time clocks have been tracking. And Melania just shown the box office up and down on her little short DNA helix and whatever, as a woman clothed in the sun is kind of petering out, as things are petering in, and the pet headset and all those things are kind of laying out. Okay, folks, we did so much to connect so y'all can understand. So either way, the point of it is the San Andreas game, and then the San Andreas movie, the 529. That's also a mirror flip on the 2-9, 2015, and that's your 2-8, 110 million. 110 is here for your 46, 47. Hollywood premiere, 526. That's your a month after Elon Musk is 50. 5, and then Melania, that's a flip on these numbers with her being 55 into the 56 or whatever. So all these are little lessons on the matrix and how the math works, and the mirror, and because you live under a mirror, you live in a mirror. And this is where, oh man, I'm gonna put this together in my head and put it out there. I gotta write it, hold on. This ties together the quantum light that we live in, and where you're actually living in hell, and where we're actually from up there and down here. And either way, folks. So the Quake game, 6/22, Midnight Hammer 2024. The source code 1222-1999. That 92212, all those things connect to your 923, woman clothed in the sun. And then your 999, that connects to your Y2K and the year before the millennium, and the 666 and these heaven's gates and all those things being given to you. But they gave it to you in an upside down fashion, and you got to learn to flip it up yourself and those things. So otherwise they'd brand you and mark you to where you're part of that and you can't go into the new heaven and earth. And we see these things as people are going to be coming to eye and they won't be able to buy and sell and all those things. They're scared of the technology, and they're shown through the fear, through the shadows in life and whatever else that keeps them in the cave system of the beast man. The Quake 2 12-9 97 2-9 again, with Quake 3 12-2 99 2-9 again. Quake 4 10-18, another flip-flop on the 2-9 and the 2005. All right, carry the 1 over. Carry the word, okay, the little smile for the prime. They teach you all these, everything is there, but you got to put it all together and see it all together, okay? So, and then Quake 4, or whichever game connects you to the Doom 3, your wild times, the 3 clock, schedule 1 to 3, 8-3-2-4, you're in the 2-4 crowning of the double crowning in the 2911 right now, on its anniversary, or the 9/11 anniversary, 24 year. And then Biden is also 83, and the Bidon is the 2 dawns, the dark dawn rising right now. Either way, so all these different shakeups, the Ma-D, the Mad-D, the Dark Dawn, the Red Dawn, all those things taking place upon your earth right now. As a spy session, and all these things are being told to you. In one way, shape, or form. And I forget the story, but they mentioned some sub over here, and then the NATO people looking for a sub over here. So it's when you get your sub sandwich, and we were already given that tomato serving with the Melania at the box office, and the 6% tomatoes or whatever it said, but that's part of your tomatoes being served up for your tomatoes and your May musk and your May days and those things I've been telling you and warning you about. As your nor'easter is here, your balloons at the Easter time, your 480 clips around the Easter time frame, all those things are shown. Your nor'easter, your no, or the Oregon quake, the Wanda Fuca, either way, and the Juan's the John, and he's coming in to mess shit up and all that we see here, but it's to fix things. And either way, it's where the New World Order has basically formed this petri dish, and they're trapped inside of it, and they won't be getting out. And it's when they just are taken and put in permanent darkness over time. And as whatever, you're these little parasites, and you have the ability to fly and whatever else, but they've taken your wings, and those flu shots and whatever else, taking your wings, and they took out the DC wing, and they're rebuilding the temple in front of you. Trump is building the Arch of Baal in front of you, and the church is completely silent. So are these people just that dumb, or are they part of this mechanism or whatever of that oral tradition? And then Biden went, and when he got into office, he went to that Oral Roberts University in that Tulsa, and that Tulsa King is here with your Sylvester Stallone and whatever else bullshit we got going on, and that stall loan, and the loan for the Lone Star State, and oh, man. Either way, this is a great week for that big old quake, baby. 8.5 to a 10 plus on a Richter. All right, maybe even an 11. In honor of the old great and mighty ancient one known as Trump. Okay? 4 tribulations in the book of Revelation. And these are overlapping as you have 4 heads and the 4 riders and all these other things. And it's racing back and forth. Sometimes the red's here, sometimes the pale's here, black, white. Okay, it's going back and forth until that finish line. Finish line is that red tape, maybe, or the yellow tape, or the blue tape, or whatever kind of color tape you got on that rainbow. And that we got the colored electrical tape now. We got the colored duct tape. We got the colored masking tape. We got all these pretty colored tapes. As all these lights have been, we need to make everything a happy color, a gay color. But your gay's been taken from you. At Georgia, the Georgie, the GA, the George AI, as Adonia. Adon's coming in to shine a dark light over the AI as your time has come. Okay? So, it's all right there in your Bible. But they've given you a form of godliness, and they have denied you the power thereof, it tells you. And that's where Paul is coming. Oh, I see Jesus. I'm going to change the gospel and give you my own God. I'm going to save you. I'm going to save you through the power of Jesus. Sorry, buddy. Jesus is already there. You're actually taking Jesus away from them. You don't need to pray to Jesus, dude. He's already here. When you're thinking to yourself, Jesus, so-called truth, whatever, hears you. All the names for Jesus. Amen. A man hears you no matter what. You hear yourself. You're never alone. Where 2 or more are gathered. Well, you got 2 or more gathered. You got your body, your belly, your heart, your mind, the 4 heads. All in one. You're your own temple. You're your own church. You're your own light. Starts at day 1 when this sperm, the nervous system goes into the egg. And this is a liquid metal machine, and this is a pliable eggshell. And when it's time to hatch, we die and we go into another life. Okay? So it's very simple. We are born again when we die. Everyone. Not just stealing that inheritance. This is God's work. You become a children of sin when they tell you, do you believe a lie is a sin? Well, are you defining a sin being a lie? Or being this, that, or whatever? The more rules, the more reals. It's attaching a name to an activity. Well, the truth tells you that that's bad and whatever else. Well, that's according to your truth, not my truth. My truth likes it. I'm not becoming an occult. You're actually casting curses upon men. The words you use are not curse words. It's how you serve those words. And the church is cursing you. They curse you by saying, you are going to burn in hell for eternity if you don't believe this. That is a full-blown curse. It's full-blown brainwashing, lowest chakra manipulation of control. Okay? So simple. There's very few of you that's going to find it because they've taken so-called truth, Jesus, and they've blinded you with it through Paul. Or through Moses, who brings the law, Jesus said, but he brings truth and grace. Moses doesn't bring the truth and grace. He says to chop their fucking head off. He's also a killer, so y'all are just following all your church leaders, so-called, were reprobates, according to your Romans 1 law. And your Romans 1 law does not agree with Jesus and his 2 laws, and the prophets and their 2 laws. And Jesus and the prophets go against the church, first coming and second coming. So if you're in that physical church, you do not have the so-called Jesus you're looking for. You are of the bond. You are not the free. That's why you have to be there Sunday morning, Sunday night, and Wednesday, and you have to give your 10%, and you have to go to other functions, and you have to talk about your life in a circle group, and whatever fucking nonsense they got you doing.